Hey all, Siege here, and I know many of you mentioned how much you like this skin, so I decided to wear it to the relay. But more importantly, today I feel it prudent to speak about what was revealed at Tennocon this year. I'm sure most of you have already formed your own opinions about it, but for me, well, I think it does potentially answer a major question I've been wrestling with for the better part of this year. Mainly if DE still wanted to even make content for this game anymore. They still had any type of passion for the narrative they've come to construct over the course of Warframe's existence, or if they were just going to focus on Warframe construction and skin creation, which, as I think you all know, definitely nets them more money than any in-game quest could do, at least on its own. I feel like I and we as a community definitely received a response with what was presented this year at Tennocon 2021, and it's a very encouraging one at that. I have to say this year's show was probably my favorite since I've been playing this game. If you've been following the channel, you probably have a good idea what's being shown here, and if you've been following the lore closely, you'll know how excited I am. That being said, you should know that I had to work during Tennocon, so I didn't get to actually use my relay ticket to see the relay scenes. So I'm going to be showing footage from Play Warframe stream. Sucks that I couldn't make it, but the power of the internet allowed me the next best thing. Now, before I get into this, though, I just want to say that I'm purposely being cautiously optimistic here because although they say this is coming in 2021, with all the delays on other games we've been seeing as of late, well, let's just say I'm hoping for the best, but prepared for 2022. Hopefully I'm wrong. Now, with that out of the way, I just wanted to go over a few of the things I noticed during the reveal that got my attention, and it may have serious implications moving forward. The first is obviously the ability to play with players from other platforms and even move my character from Xbox to PC or PlayStation or wherever. Personally, I would have been happy with just cross-save, but the addition of cross-play will be that much better, and I feel like a game like Warframe will actually benefit from it even more than, say, Destiny, because there's no real PvP to speak of in the game. I know that there is, but it's not a huge portion of the game. So hacking and that kind of thing won't be nearly the issue that seems to go on over there. There's no real disadvantage to using a controller over a mouse and keyboard as well. So PC, PlayStation, and Switch players, I'll see y'all soon. Nidus Prime looks cool too, but honestly, I really don't care about that part. What I do care about, the new War Quest reveal had me giddy, with the hair on the back of my neck standing up type giddy. This is something I've been dying to see, and it may finally actually happen. And these scenes, I think at least, were most likely carefully selected with some facet of each being really significant. Now, Nidus Prime is the new Prime coming, and they really want you to buy it if possible, so that one goes without saying. But consider, the scene after that is one of the most talked about aspects of the lore that's never been shown. Inside the Zariman 10-0. It's unclear what's actually happening here, why they're all first raising their hands and then basically becoming phantoms, but could this motion be an answer? As to say something like, who here wants to survive? It's very possible this is the singular moment that the children were turned. And it makes me wonder, who asked?
Hey, kiddo.
Next, we have what could be the moment that reveals what actually occurred that made Nata either decide or was forced to turn into the Lotus, with it even looking like she's kind of pulling herself together. But the idea that this scene depicts what either appears to be when Ballas transformed Nata into the Lotus, or did this willingly, or that she was the true manipulator, changing her appearance to mimic what she knew Ballas would be weak to in Margulis. It's unclear. Her binds allude to the idea that she was a prisoner, but was she let go, or did she release herself? Steve mentions in the very next scene that the Lotus may not be the benevolent mother she's been thought of, which is what I believe makes this scene important. They want you to consider she isn't the righteous one, and as I mentioned in my last video, the Tenno really haven't been the greatest of people, to put it lightly, under her leadership or not, but she did lead us down this path in the beginning. This would also contradict the verbiage she uses when speaking to the Tenno prior to the Ripololis fight, that she in fact wasn't innocent and was made to behave as she did as the Lotus, suggesting, in contrast, she may have in fact been the aggressor. The destruction of the Orokin by the Tenno themselves being the final potential evidence there. My whole thought process was somewhat thrown off to the next scene, showing the Lotus hold a Tenno, as we've seen this 1,000 times now, but then the Stalker showed up. Another character we've all been dying to learn the definitive background of. Did he or does he have a Tenno or not? I think what makes this significant is we may actually find out one way or another. Now the next one is interesting. Whereas Steve spoke about the moment with Umbra being a positive, I can't shake the idea that it looks like the Tenno are possessing the frame versus it being a partnership, if you will, which would kind of work in concert with the sentience and ballast considering us devils. Are we healing the pain of these former soldiers, or just lulling them into a false sense of security to possess them, as devils do, to do our dirty work? Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But finally, is this the mother we've been hearing about from Nata? This thing has a head very much like that of the Lotus in her sentient form. And, I mean, it looks like a ship, but it kind of doesn't in the end. I don't know. Steve mentions that Ballast is taking Nata as his queen per se, but it begs to question, why are we being shown this, unless the big red one has some major significance? Now from there, we go into the actual new war quest and see 3 different perspectives of how the new war of the sentience is affecting those of the world of Warframe. From that of a Grineer soldier, a Corpus crewman, and finally Teshin. Let me say that I really do feel like it's time that we're at this point of the Warframe overall narrative as well. In previous videos, I've talked about how everyone is kind of fighting everyone in the system right now with no real rhyme or reason, but from what was shown, it appears like there is going to be a significant divide between the Sentients and the Tenno. In the end, the Tenno could end up being all alone in this fight, and given that we see Era reach out to both a citizen of Cetus as well as Call of the Grineer, there's definitely evidence the Sentients may turn the entire system against us. Finally, we have the section with Teshin, and I think it's significant that Ballast decided to point out Teshin's age. Them both being relics seems to say that they have both lived in, let's say, extraordinarily long life. As to how that's possible, again, maybe we'll see. I don't know, but overall, this was fantastic. And I highly suggest those that didn't get a chance to watch the Tennocon live stream, give it some of your time if you have it to spare. Right around 28 minutes in if you just want the new war story stuff. I think you'll really enjoy it, and I'll leave a link in the description. Everyone on the couch looked really happy, and I think that's a good thing for the game moving forward. But let's just temper our expectations. Better to be a pleasant surprise than an unexpected failure, right? Nothing else, it looks very promising, and I feel like the game kind of needed that. At any rate, I'll be curious to get your reactions on this year's Tennocon. I thought it was a resounding success in the end. Who knows? Maybe we're getting to a point where it's time to tell others who have left the game to come back. Man, it would be incredible to actually say that in a video. But time's going to have to tell on that one. With that being said, I hope you have a wonderful day today, a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll talk at you all in the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye.